Hi there, this is Evelyn Ben, Assignment and Marketing Coordinator for Housing and Residence Life. This video is for Step 3 of the freshman housing application process. Step 3 is where eligible freshmen can log back in and select their room space for fall. So the first thing we need to do is we need to navigate to the application login. So from our homepage, which as you can see up here in the upper left, emich.edu/residence life. Once here, you'll click on the Apply page. And then from the Apply page, underneath Freshman Applicants, please click here for more details. That's where all your information lives. So at the bottom of this Freshman Information page is the link to the housing application. So before you even click this, let's read this highlight in yellow. Make sure to clear your cache prior to the application to avoid potential errors. Our system runs best with Firefox. Don't use Chrome or Safari. So before you click on this link, make sure to go into your system setup, clear your cache, clear your cookies, and make sure you're using Firefox. Chrome and Safari tends to really glitch out with our application process, and so we want to make sure this is really smooth for you. So clear everything out, then use this link to log in with your MyEmish username and password, and then upon successful login, you're taken to our home page of the application. There's just another reminder up there about clearing your cache, so if you missed it the first time around, make sure you do this before you go any farther. When you're ready, click on Start Application, and then select Academic Year 2016-2017, and then proceed to the application. So, at this time, your application will open up to the Room Search Wizard page and will either have text on it or won't have text on it based on when your lottery time is. So regardless of when your lottery time is, we'll talk about that in a minute. There is one thing I want you to double check before you actually go into the room search process. If you can navigate back to the LLC/theme community options and click on that. So as a reminder, these are all of our Living Learning theme communities that you can be part of this fall on our campus. If you're interested in any of these, we have to make sure that you have actually made that selection on this next page in order for you to put yourself into one of these communities during the Room Search Wizard step. So if you want to be in Spectrum, if you're interested in the Brotherhood Scholars, any of them, make sure you've said yes here. And then in the drop down here, you'll make your selection of which one you're looking for. By making the selection on the second page, this will give you access to those spaces during the Room Search Wizard part. So again, just make sure that you have that in there if you're looking to get in those areas. So double check yourself, and then if you have a preferred roommate you're trying to go in with into an LLC or theme community, make sure they've done that section as well. Alright, so let's go back to the meat of it here. So Room Search Wizard. So upon your lottery date and time, this section will open to you. Prior to your lottery date and time, you will get an error message like this. When you click on the page and log in, you'll see this user, my user Sherry here. This section is not yet available. It will become available on date and time. So this is your lottery date and time that you got via email. Sherry can't access this portion of the application until this date. If you're not eligible for room selection, so if you didn't make your prepayment or apply before the 7th of July, when you hover over this page, it will tell you that there's no time slot at all. So just an indicator that you're not going to be able to do that. Close out of this. We're going to pretend that everything's good and you get to pick your space right now. So the Room Search Wizard is a 4-step process. First you pick the building, then you pick the section, which is the floor, then you pick your specific room, and then from your room you pick a specific bed for the next academic year. So what is listed on this page is all the options that you are eligible for based off your application to reside in this fall. They're in alphabetical order. And all of the complex titles are in blue, so they kind of stand out. And then we also list after them if there's any LLCs or theme communities associated with those areas to help you just navigate this process. So Best and Downing are honors college areas. Hill, Hoyt, and Pittman are options for you as freshmen will be a mix of first year and upperclassmen. Phelps Hall and Putnam Hall, as a reminder, those are freshmen only, so if you're looking for a traditional first year experience, that's going to be where you want to be. Ending up with Sellers and Walton, which are kind of a mixed population area as well. And last but certainly not least is Wise Hall. You may recall if you came to Fast Track with us, this is the place that will have new furniture and AC this fall. So that's exciting. So from this list, you should already know where you want to live. Your first choice, your second choice, your third choice. So what you want to do is select the building that you and your roommate are looking into. So for this example, we're going to go down to, let's go down to Sellers. So Sellers includes Health and Wellness and the Brotherhood Scholars. So you click on the floor, or on the complex. Now you can see we've moved to the section or floor page. And it repeats the information we saw on the last page. And then you have this box here with floors and number of beds. So it will list out here in the box the floors, and then if there's an LLC associated with that floor, it's listed here to help you navigate to that space. Some mixed areas, especially the towers, collectively we have doubles and singles in those areas. So in some instances you may see numbers here in the single beds as available. As a freshman, you're not eligible for a single bed, so all you will see on your application, the next 2 pages, are the double bed options. So even if there's numbers here, that doesn't mean you're eligible. It's just overall system capacity. So what you'll do here is you'll select the floor you want to live on, and it highlights in kind of a gold color there, and then click Continue. So now you can see we're at the room section. Scroll down here so we can see this better. So what we've got here is, this table here is our available rooms, which I'll explain in a moment. And then we have a map of the floor. So we've put the maps of the floor in here to help you more tailor your experience here at Eastern by picking, the exact location of your space. So if you want to be right by the stairs, if you want an end unit, if you want to be by the laundry, you have the power to look to see where spaces are before you book them. And you can zoom in and out and left, right, up, down as needed on these spaces. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit for the sake of our explanation. Okay. So over here in the available rooms, how most of the complexes that you're eligible for will look similar to this. It will list the complex name and then a room number / a room number. So this is a suite here. As you can see in this picture, we've got Sellers 302 here and Sellers 304 here, and then this is their connected bathroom. So collectively, one suite. And then broken down, you can see one side of the suite 302, the other side of the suite 304, and so on. And so you can scroll down this, and that's all that are open on the 3rd floor at this time. The next thing here is the gender of the space. So for this example, the F, this is a female room. It's been deemed female, so only females will be able to assign themselves into a space marked F. For the M rooms, that's male, obviously, only males will be able to assign them to those spaces. This next number is super important to pay attention to. So what this ratio is number of beds available out of number of total beds. So all the spaces you'll be seeing will have a 2 here because they're doubles. There's 2 people per bedroom. The number in front of it is how many are left. So if we have 2 people per bedroom, that's telling us here that there's only 1 space of the 2 left in 302 and 1 space of the 2 left in 304. So if you're coming in with a confirmed roommate, you're going to want to look for spaces that have 2 of 2 bed spaces available. If you don't have a confirmed roommate and are just looking to place yourself with another student at random, you can do any of these 1 of 2 because you only need 1 bed space. You can also click here, and there's a little breakdown of the available rooms table if you'd like to read through it to help you understand this a little better. But it is pretty much what I said right now too. Close that out. Okay. Now, before we actually book a space, I'm going to show you an error that you may get. So let's say I'm going through and I'm booking, and I want to try to do the Honors College. If you're looking for the Honors College or an LLC, you need to make sure that both you and your confirmed roommate are eligible for those spaces. Otherwise, I'm just going to randomly put myself in Downing right now. So I've got 2 bed spaces here. I have a roommate. So let's say I want this space for me and my roommate. Continue. Now when I try to book a space, it gives me this error saying the space is not available. The room is not available because of its special profile. So if you're getting this error, make sure, again, if you're looking to get in an LLC or a theme community, you both have made that selection on this page, said yes here, and selected the community here so you both see it. And then also remember that the Honors College, Downing requires you to be admitted to the Honors College, and then BEST requires you to have a 3 or higher admit GPA. So you may get that error if one of you doesn't meet that. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go back to sellers to finish up our example. All right, so I'm going to go 3rd floor sellers. All right, so there's these other little things we didn't talk about here, which are these little tiny magnifying glasses. This is for you to learn more information about who's in the space. So if you're a student who doesn't have a preferred roommate coming into this process, this is how you would review the spaces. So let's say my applicant's male, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this unit. Let's see who's in there. I can click on the magnifying glass. It tells me where I'm looking and what I'm looking at. And then it shows me in 318, 320, this student's already in each side. So there's 1 bed space on the one side and 1 on the other. So I can go in here and click View Profile, and it will give me the description they wrote about themselves and how they answered their roommate matching questions. So you can quickly go through and kind of see where you may be compatible with students by looking at how they answered their questions. So when you're ready and you found a place that you're excited about for this fall, you can go ahead and book that space. So I actually have a roommate, so I need 2 of 2. And there's none that are 2 of 2 here, so I'm not going to be able to find any on this place. So I'm going to go back up here. See, I'm in the room section. I'm going to navigate back to section. And I'm going to try for the 4th floor. The 4th floor has much more available, and I'm just looking for 2 of 2. So there's quite a few 2 of 2s here. You know, for this 401, 403, the whole suite's available. For this, for 407, 409, the 1/2 of the suite's available. I'm going to try for that one. So if I click here, this is where I want to be. You can see it highlights in that gold color again, and you can click Continue. And then you're going to make your bed assignments. So I'm going to assign myself to one side, and then I will assign my confirmed roommate to the other side. Now, one thing to note here, you should be like on Skype or on the phone or in the same room communicating with your roommate while you're doing this process, so you're both on board with where the placements are going. Since I'm doing the assignment, that doesn't mean Sherry is done once this is done. So Sherry will still need to log back into the application to select her meal plan and confirm this selection. So make sure you mention that to your roommate if you're making all the assignments for your group. So once you've selected a space from each of these drop downs, you can click Continue. And then what this is doing is it's saving your selection. And then as soon as that's saved, you next get to pick your meal plan. So from this drop down, there's 3 meal plans that freshmen are available to choose from. The gold 19 and the gold 14 and the platinum 19 are traditional meal plans with a certain number of meal plan swipes per day plus flex dollars. The diamond anytime plan is our unlimited swipes to the all you care to eat facility called DC1. So if you're unfamiliar with these, or maybe you haven't come to Fast Track to hear us talk about them yet, definitely go to the dining website here to read about these before you make your selection. Once you make this selection, it's done in your application. You still can change it, so don't worry about that. You have through the first 2 weeks of the semester, once you get here, to make any changes, and you'll just come to our office to do that. But definitely try to think about when your classes are, how often you may be going home, what your work schedule looks like before making your selection. So I'm going to pick the 19, and I'm going to click to continue. And at that point, you're done. So you're going to want to scroll down here. So this is just general information for people as they log into the application. Once you've picked your space, you're pretty much good. You can scroll down here and you can see there's my name. Don't worry about it saying not complete here. It's not complete till school starts, so don't worry about that. What you really need to pay attention to is your room reservation details. So you can see that's the space I selected. It's this room within this suite. And I booked my test user Swoop here, and I booked Sherry on their side. And as you recall, 409 was the only room in that suite that was available. There were 2 other individuals in 407 already, so you can see who those people are, and you can check out their profiles here. If you get to this point and you look at their profiles and this isn't, you don't know if you're going to be compatible or not, would like to pick something else, you can send us an email at housing.emish.edu, or you can give us a call and we can delete your booking so you can redo the room selection page. That's not a problem at all. If you have any questions or problems while you're working through this, feel free to call us or email us. We do have the ability to sign in remotely as you, so if you're getting some sort of error, we can typically replicate it and get it fixed for you very quickly. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you're doing good communication with your potential roommate. Make sure you have a first choice, a second choice, and a backup just in case spaces are full. You do have, as a reminder, till August 1st, which is actually right here, I'm going to highlight it for you, to book your space. So once you've done your lottery time, you can log in anytime after that to pick your space, but you have to have it done prior to August 1st. As of August 1st, that section of the application is going to shut off, and we will manually assign the remaining students that haven't selected a space. So do try to make some time in your schedule for this. Again, if you have questions, our number is 734-487-1300. You can also reach us via email at housing@emish.edu. You can reach me via email at eben, so E as in Edward, B as in boy, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, at emish.edu. If you have some direct questions you'd like to ask me about this video or anything to do with the application process. Enjoy yourselves. We're looking forward to having you here this fall.